Hello everyone, my name is Relax and Panic and this is another reaction to Bakemonogatari. It is episode 15, the finale of season 1. And you know what to do. As always, please go into my descriptions and you will find a link that leads you to the reaction itself. Remove the circumflex dot parts, well, it was a long episode, and put in real dots and you can enjoy the reaction itself. Once you've done, come back here, hear out my thoughts about this episode and about the first season in general. So, see you soon. For those that came back, welcome back. Now, there was, well, in many ways, I guessed most of what happened already, talking about the background. I did not see the fight and everything afterwards coming, but at least my guesses were right when it came to, yeah, well, some of the reasons and how to handle it. Whatever. Let's just jump in. So, we had the same intro again. And one of you mentioned that possibly the groping scene in the intro might be just in the meaning of that the stress that kind of attacks her. That it is like that. That's an option I haven't thought about. Might be. Possibly. Why not? We had the cat and Araragi talking. I did not write down very much during this because that was already more or neither what she said, where all this is coming from and so on and so forth. That was more neither what I speculated in my last discussion. So that's why I didn't write it down, because it was fitting more neither perfectly on my own discussions and thoughts. So I'm fine with the fact that I got those clues right, to say so. But what I wrote down is exactly what I have here in the picture, because that is a scene that stood out to me. So in the last episode, as one of the last pictures more neither, while the cat was talking to Araragi and saying that Hanekawa loves him, there was a very short cut to Senjougahara, who was in the classroom, it seems, and that she was cutting something with her scissors. So, seeing that scissors and stuff alike was used by her for fighting, for defending herself, for hurting people, as example Araragi, it could have been seen as a more neither threatening scene. At least it felt to me like she snipped. If you do something wrong, she will snip your hair off, as example, you know. But it wasn't, because in this scene here we see what she did there, and it makes, in my opinion, the whole scene, the talk between the cat and Araragi, much more emotional, at least for me. Because they are talking about that Hanekawa loves him since a while, it seems now, so since the spring festival, since spring break, sorry. And she didn't confess to him. So, but there is love, and he can solve all the problems now by just saying that he loves her and goes in a relationship with her. And then we jump to Senjougahara, just for some short pictures, but we do. And what we see is that she made a paper cut from Araragi, that she made a little figure of him, and she's looking at what she did. And I mean, I could analyze this wrongly, but in my opinion she looks incredibly happy, joyful, relaxed, satisfied, you know what I mean. And this is, she had this confession of her feelings for him. She opened up to him in one of the last episodes, and they are in a relationship now. And it is going well. Never always perfect, you know, why should it? But it's going really well, and she feels very good, she feels at ease, and she trusts him a lot by now. So, he's doing something, she knows he's searching for Hanekawa. I mean, she's not a stupid girl, she possibly might guess that there might be more in, but she is in this very positive and good mood. And to see that makes the discussion between the cat and Araragi in some kind of way more stressful for me, because it shows what he would destroy if he would agree to this change of relationship, you know? Because it's not like Senjougahara would go over it easily. We have seen where she's coming from. You might remember her father talking to Araragi. That he just was there, you know? Araragi was there at the right moment and he helped her up. And right now, I think Senjougahara is building herself up. She is improving, she is growing as a person, and she was way down before. And if that would happen now, it will possibly destroy her. So that's what was in the back of my mind. And in my opinion, that is very, very nicely done. Very nicely done. So cool. I liked that scene. It was just a short one, but it was very important. I wrote down as the next thing 3 shadows. And then I was like, Mel, okay, so there's this big light bulb they have there, this lantern. It might be the shadows are coming from these different lightings they have there in the area. But it was very prominent to see that he had 3 shadows. And by the way, I don't know why he has 3. I mean, we know now one was Shinobu. And one is possibly his own. But what is the third one? Is it from the different lightning? Or what does it stand for? We had the intro then, Sugar Sweet Nightmare. Very fitting. And we had... when they talked about Spring Break, about the fact that Hanekawa is in love with him since Spring Break, we had very, very fast pictures of what happened at this time. So we had a blonde woman, we had some kind of a guy, and we had a cut-off arm, which I did see, and the woman later on lay in her own blood. So, and thus it was said that he chose to sacrifice himself to rescue a vampire. I guess she is / was a vampire. I'm still guessing that it might be Shinobu, by the way. She was lying in her own blood in this moment, so it's fitting. In this time, he somehow saved the life of Hanekawa. I am not sure if he really did save her life in the meaning of that she was in really, really, really hard danger. Or it is about the situation being a cat. But sure, you could say he saved her life, even if it was not about surviving, but it was in the meaning of bleeding out. But people can save your life just by being there when you feel really, really down. So I can understand that. And they did use, which I like the picture of him being like a prince, you know? So I see what the cat means. I see that metal cat talks about the fact that she was like a little kid, like a little girl, and waiting for Prince Charming or the Silver Knight to come and to rescue her. And in some ways he was. And it seems that Hanekawa looked at him this way. All of this, however, is stuff that the metal cat tells him. And she does not really has much reason to lie, but we can never be 100% sure if she's telling the truth. She's stating, I say the truth. But that's something that Hanekawa said as well. And so, well, it's not as easy always. And it's always a matter of perception. So what one perceives as truth doesn't have to be the truth of another person, you know? However, it seems to be clearly on point that the last appearance of the metal cat is due to Araragi being together with Senjougahara, which is because Hanekawa loves him and did not confess because she, I don't know, thought she had the time. She was not ready yet. She waited for the right moment. All those things we all know, you know? So Senjougahara popped into Araragi's life instantly. There's no question. We've seen it. There was like within minutes she was there. So there was not really a chance for Hanekawa to react to it, to find the right spot and time to confess if she would have ever done. they had the question if love sickness can be as stressful as years of a bad life with a bad family. I don't know if you can compare it. I don't think anyone should compare it because none is nice. And I think it's completely different kinds of stress, but both can give you stress. There's no question. So the metal cat tried to like put the gloves on him when he tried to wiggle out of the discussion. So everything he tried as argumentation, she would try to use against him instead, and talk him out of his relationship with Senjougahara. What I like about this huge discussion, which in many ways stretched a lot, in my opinion, in the beginning mainly because there was nothing new for me. What I like about the fact is that Metal Cat, tries to go by logic, misusing his argumentation and so on and so forth. And in the end, the thing that made sure that she couldn't argue anymore, the one thing is the thing that, as we know, most men don't like doing. He had, and he did it by himself, to confess that he loves Senjougahara. It is the one thing you can't argue with, and she even says it. You cannot change a person's feeling. You can argue about logic, about would it be better to be with someone else? Would you, I don't know, have more benefits? Whatever, you can argue. But when it comes to this simple sentence, I love this person, it's not about logic anymore. It is feelings, and you cannot change those. And this is in the end how he won the discussion, in my opinion, because she was clearly turning everything he said against him. But when he stated that he loves Senjougahara, it is his first big love that he confesses to, that's when she kind of gives up in the end. However, he before he did that, he stated one thing clearly, by bringing out the Metal Cat, and the Metal Cat confessing the love of Hanekawa. It is still not Hanekawa herself who does it. So, question is if she can somehow control it. So, as he said, it is a kind of weakness or of well, in the end, it is said that she's not able to do it herself. Which will, in the future, if there are future episodes about the two of them, still be in the room. The question, does she remember or not? If she remembers, does she wait for him now to do something? And if she doesn't, then still, or even if she does, doesn't matter. In both cases, she still herself has to say it. It will not get better unless she confesses her love to him herself. Because then they can start thinking about whatever option there might be. And, well, there might be not many, but at least you have to start. So, he told her about the real love that he feels, and she... and there we are again at how stupid can he be, you know? She asked him to go over to the light bulb. And I was like, dude, I don't know what it is about, but this screams trap. I mean, what do you think? What did he think she would do? She tried to argue with him that he's a problem. And he did kind of, after a very long discussion, won the argument. And then she said, well, there's another solution. Can you go over there, please? It's like, there's another solution. Can you please hand me the knife? I mean, what the heck? Well, but let's just say he has been more clever in the past. So she asked him to go there and stated that he has not so much of a shadow anymore. Which was strange, but fitting to the 3 shadows before. But if you don't know why, it is like out of concept. But in the moment when she states it, because you do not have a shadow there anymore, in this moment, you know, however her solution is, it has something to do with him. And him having or not having a shadow. So that's the moment where it centered on him and he did not catch up fast enough and she jumped on him. I'm not completely sure how she injured him and killed him there, tried to kill him. I guess she she was grabbed onto him, so I guess she pushed in his chest. She bit not really bit, she tongue-ewed open his not really throat, but you know what I mean. That was a bit much, but okay. Yeah, that's when. So she was clung on him and he was not dying instantly. I guess normal humans would have been dead already by the amount of blood that spilled out there. And he was more about to give up because she stated, I just removed the problem of her stress. You know, I kill you. She will not be lovesick about you anymore. Everything is fine. Which, by the way, is just stupid. I mean, it shows you that Metal Cat has no idea of human emotions, because then Hanekawa would go into grief about killing her only love, and possibly it would be even worse. But whatever. So he was about to give up by the fact that he owed her, that she did something for him, which, seriously, even then, he's very easily into these, I will offer myself, I will sacrifice myself for others. He's very fast into this decision. But then he thought about Senjougahara and later on about all the others he's befriended to, and was aware that even if that might help Hanekawa, which I don't believe, it would very likely hurt a lot of other people. So it can't be a solution to help someone and while doing so damage, injure or hurt others. It's just not the best solution. So that's why he tried to fight, wasn't able to enough, but he stepped out of the shadow, of the light, and that was the important thing. And so he had his shadows back. And then Metal Cat asked about who is coming to save him if he asks for. If he would request help, who would come to save? I don't know why he has the opinion that people are very selfish when accepting help. Yes, kind of they are, but it felt a lot like he thinks they wouldn't come to help him. I completely disagree there. I'm pretty sure most of them, if not all of them, would jump in and help him, but they couldn't be there in time. But I'm pretty sure they would at least try, each of them. As far as I've seen, all of them are nice people. There's none of them is an evil person, a bad person in any way. So they would definitely try to help him. And he then shouts for Shinobu, which is interesting to me. So there are multiple things here. If you can ask anyone for help, who would you call now? And he calls Shinobu. That's the one thing. We have not seen a lot of his relationship with her at all. So that puts a complete new light on her and makes it very, very much more interesting about the background story between the two of them. Why is he trusting so much in Shinobu? Why does he think she might appear? That's the one line which I can't answer yet. And the other side, the other arc, to say so, is, which closes in this way, which we started last and second last episode. The fact that by calling Shinobu a girl all the time, a little girl, and she's weak and she can't do, he weakened her, was always said. And when he's in a danger situation and he's about to die and he requests help from her, he gives her power. He admits the fact that she is stronger than just a little girl. Possibly even stronger than him. So she pops out of the shadow and solves the situation instantly. No question there. But there's the interesting idea that the Metal Cat put up, that by saying and thinking in specific ways about aberrations, you change how they are, how strong they are. So if you talk about them like they are weak, then they become weak, possibly. So that's interesting. She always said that we have to be feared, we have to be loved, we have to be, you know, you have to do that, or we won't be aberrations, I guess. So by requesting Shinobu, he gave her the power back that he kind of took from her. I like it. She stopped as he asked. She did not kill Hanekawa. There was a very short moment when Shinobu jumped Metal Cat and put her to the ground, and he was aware that Shinobu was his shadow when he looked at the Metal Cat, and I am not sure about what was happening there. There is, in my opinion, the slight chance that the Metal Cat did plan this, as strange as it is. So she knew Shinobu's there. She knew she's in the shadow. So she was aware of this danger. And still, well, she kind of forced him to call for her. I am not sure if she really tried to kill him, or if it was like a two-sided sword here, two solutions. Either I kill you, which might solve it, or you will call Shinobu, you will accept that she's strong, you will give an aberration the power back. Just an idea, you know, I'm just going wild. And you will temporarily solve the problem again because she drains me again. Might be. I'm not sure if Metal Cat was completely against him here. Not sure. Because, as I said, the moment when Shinobu jumped on her, you can see that she was looking towards Araragi, and I am not sure what that meant. If it really was, maybe just was a plan of hers. So, when this finished, all seemed to go well, and, well, Oshino is gone. Not Oshino, Oshino Meme is gone. I already thought so. So it was a goodbye, which we've seen. He did cut loose the Metal Cat. And well, we'll see if we will see him again or not. Interesting is where Shinobu is now. Is she still running in his shadow? No idea. He took the girls to the house where Mimi was residing at. And they had like a little hello and goodbye party there, you could say, like a last memory. And they refer to him as nice guy. I'm not sure if he would like that. And then they, well, they went their own ways. And they, well, especially he and Senjougahara went to a next date, as it seems, which will be interesting because he stated he will take her to his treasure. He will show her his treasure. I'm not sure if that was meant to be the house of Oshino. I don't think so. So maybe we will learn about that. And we learned that they have a cultural festival and the class project is a haunted house. So the one that Hanekawa planned and Senjougahara did as well. So a haunted house, seeing that we had ghosts as the big theme here all the time. Well, we will see what's going. That will be interesting for sure. They are like luring in more aberrations now. So this is it about this episode. I liked that. I really did. It was nicely done and at least temporarily solved a problem. But, as I already said in my last two discussions, that is not a permanent solution. So they will have to find a way how to deal with that. But in my opinion, the first thing for that to be even possible is Hanekawa to come out and state what she's feeling. Clearly. Now, about this season. I did not really know what to expect of this season when I started, except for some things you guys and girls mentioned before. So you said it is a very story-heavy season, series in general, which relies a lot on words, different meaning of words, a lot of talking, a lot of written stuff, you know. So you really have to watch that, and words can have double meanings, sentences can have double meaning. We learned that, sure. It makes it a very heavy and hard to watch series sometimes. Especially thus I am, as you know, watching originally with subtitles. So it is way more I have to get in. Sure, it would possibly be more clever to watch it dubbed instead. But then, although they're really good voice actors, I think it is a different thing to see a series in general, with the original voices. As in movies, there are reasons why in movies you ask specific actors to play a part. Sure, well, what they look like, how they can act, but the voice is always important. But if you make an animation series, you can design the character, you can draw the characters the way you want them to look, so you can put them perfectly. The one thing that you will really have to rely on people is the voice acting. So you take voice actors where you say, this voice actor is a perfect voice for this character. That's why I like original voice actors here. It gives a little bit more, you know, just a little bit. So very heavy series. I felt that from time to time. It is one where I need more energy to watch it, to gather myself up afterwards. After a reaction, I tend to be done for an hour. So that was only what I thought of. I'm really delighted about how deep in many emotional things it goes. Because especially in the beginning, it was just setting up where we are going. It was about the stories. But especially in the end of this season, it really went further by the relationship between Senjougahara and Araragi, the situation under the stars, that was incredibly well done. It goes into deeper, not the deepest, but deeper parts of human emotions, human feelings, and how we handle them. Nicely mixed with mystics and alike, so that's a nice thing. It has some parts of fan service in which are okay in the amount. Not sometimes the way they are put, but the amount is in general okay. We have a little bit blood and gore. Well, yeah, everything for everyone, you know. So it's fitting. I'm very aware of the fact that the world itself, however, is not very much pointed out, drawn out yet. It is a very close and secluded world, which the first season was put in. So we have the home of Araragi, we have the flat of Senjougahara, we have more neither the room of each of the girls, maybe, the school, the old house, to call it that way, of Oshino Meme, and some streets. And then there's just the one hill where the temple was. So that's it. It's very secluded. You don't see any people at all apart from them. So they're just the main characters and some maybe like a parent there, or you know, some passerby, but in the meaning of that they are very closely related. You don't see people walking on the street. You don't see anything. So there are multiple reasons. I mean, it's about the amount of money they had to make this series, I guess. But it helps, on the other hand, immensely by focusing on the main characters and their relationships and what they are doing. So I like that. It was okay. I, especially in the first episodes, liked the very own style this series had by mixing up close shots of the characters in very good graphics, very good design, very good drawings. And then you had like paper cutscenes where you from more afar saw the characters and they were just, you know, not so good design then, but was okay because it was more about what was going on than about looking good. They play very good with light and shadow, as you can just see it in the picture here as example. And they, yeah, so graphics, nice. I really look forward. I guess future seasons will possibly have even better graphics then. And the music was good and put in place how to feel from time to time. I like the fact that each and every one of them had his very own soundtrack. That was nice. So for the girls, for their stories. Which brings me to the girls. So I was asked to say which intro song I liked the most. This is not an easy one, because they are all good. There's no question. I mean, I guess most people can agree that the happiest and most uplifting and funny song is one of Hachikuji. Because it is just, good positive energy. So that's why possibly it would be on my top as well. The series itself is from time to time rather dark and rather not really depressing but pressuring on you. So to have a shine of light in there in a positive attitude, that's why that one would be on top. So yeah, definitely that one. And for the others, well, they are all good. I can't say that one there was not good at all. They were all really, really good songs. Even if you are able to analyze them later on, then it gets, wow. My second is the song of Senjougahara, which is the outro song as well, I think, right? But that is mainly because of the whole storyline about her. So although each of the girls had their very own arc, so like 2 or 3 episodes, in general you could say this season had Senjougahara, however, way more prominent than most of the others. Hanekawa is second, even though she had the finish, We started off with Senjougahara and we kind of ended off with her every episode by having the song. So it is about the relationship that has formed, and I'm fine with that. I like that. So, well, what to expect next? I will have to check if I go for the movie or for the series now. I had some of you writing me about what which season would be best next and which movie would be best next. I will just have a quick look and then go on as it is. Good one. That's it from me this time. I hope you enjoyed that. I did for sure, and I see you soon on the next part of our Monogatari series or movie reactions. Until then, please feel free to comment, like, and subscribe. And until the next time, my name is Relax and Panic. Goodbye and out.